And welcome everybody to this week's exciting episode.
Smithers, get in the spruce moose. Sir, there's not enough room. I said get in.
Well, that can't be worth many Josh points.
No, it's a bit obvious, that one, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Do you know the scene?
No, I can't say I do.
It's in The Simpsons,
It's an old one.
where Mr. Burns is gone a bit crazy and a bit loopy, and he's got a gun, and he tells Smithers to get into the toy plane.
Yeah. That's it.
Get in.
Get in. Yeah.
Smithers? No.
Very good. Very good intro. Not worth any points.
No.
A good intro.
Yeah.
And we had comments. Not only do people love your intros,
Yeah.
they also don't like it when we swap over and I do the intro.
They love the intros more than ever before.
They do seem to, yeah.
I took it away for 2 weeks, and there was a bit of an outcry. And now they're back, and people weren't happy. We swapped, so I guess we're locked in now.
People like tradition, man. They don't like change. No one likes change.
No one does like change, to be fair. It's one of those things in life where it has to happen. At some point, we all go through changes, but we don't like it.
No.
We kick and scream about it. But there you go.
But no, you've started a tradition and now you've got to keep it up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And next, people are going to be crying out for more Josh points.
They are.
They can only get one set a week, and then this week you've done them out of their Josh points.
There's no Josh points this week. No.
It's going to be years before anybody gets a T-shirt.
Maybe. No, but when I do it, it's not just going to be like one T-shirt. I'll give out a few, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be. That would be cruel. If
I'll
I
go
did
halves with you, and we'll make sure that we actually award, say, 10 T-shirts.
Jeez, that's a bit much.
It is a bit much, but you know.
Let's say 5.
At least we can get them at cost price.
We can. Let's go at least 5,
Okay.
but we might go for 10. But yeah, it's not going to be worth it if I drag it out and have fun with this, and then like 9 months down the road, it's like, and there's one winner. Here you go, because it's not really fair. So the whole point of this whole Josh points thing was to give back to the listeners, not the listener.
That's true. That is true.
The listeners.
That is true.
Yeah, just
multiple, plural.
Keep plodding away and listening to the episodes, getting a few points here and there, and you never know, you could be one of the lucky winners that gets a free T-shirt.
For 1,000 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be tragic if we got, if we put out, say, about 900 points worth of intro points.
Yeah.
And then one of us had an accident and became, unalive and the podcast failed. And do you think
that's positive?
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. But do you think the listeners would be more upset that they don't have a podcast to listen to, or more upset that they now can't get that 1,000 Josh points?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It depends. If it's me, and I went out heroically in like a shark accident or something like that, I think the listeners would be like, yeah, fair play. Don't worry about the T-shirt. Not all heroes wear capes. He took on 3 great whites and he just only lost. So
fair play.
I think they'd
valiant
be fine.
Josh.
If it was you from an infected paper cut or something, I think they'd still want T-shirts.
I think they would.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they'd. If that's the thing. See, now if you went down, I at least have the equipment to be able to put out a statement saying, "I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Josh is no longer with us. If you got 900 points, I'll still give you a T-shirt just out of the kindness of my heart." Whereas if it was me that went down, you'd be a little bit screwed, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't be screwed. The listeners would be screwed out of T-shirts.
Yeah. We might have to record a preemptive episode just in case that happens.
But then I still wouldn't be able to release it.
I'll set the release date. No, I couldn't. No, that wouldn't work.
Like a death switch.
yeah, Dead Man's Switch.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm glad we're both touching wood, so it's not hopefully going to happen. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
You know, death is inevitable. But thank you so much for taking us on that nice positive route of if one of us dies, who gets the T-shirts? Like, yeah.
Whoever's closest to the 1,000 points.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's probably the best way of doing it.
I'll pick the 5 closest people.
Yeah. Because at the moment, it's probably, 200 points? Something like that?
Probably not even. No, didn't you give out 200 points in one episode?
Maybe. I can't remember. I need to go back and listen. I'll go.
We're not
by the
even
comments.
keeping tally of the points. That's how bad this is, people.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fun and games. The thing is, the listeners know. There's one thing that is for certain, and that is Josh doesn't make anything certain. You know, I'm a loosey-goosey kind of guy. I just do these things that come to my mind. Have I thought about it properly? No. Is it planned out? No. But will there be a T-shirt giveaway at the end? Yes,
there
probably.
Will. And it's fun. And we have had people commenting on the podcast going for their points.
There you go. So it'll all work out in the end. Who needs structure, man? We don't need these chains holding us back.
There was even a bit of a conversation about how good the shall I say content was that you took your first Josh point intro from. So
I can't even remember it.
Well, I don't want to give away in case people listen to this episode before they've listened to the original Josh Point episode, because the answers are there in the comment section now. So
what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go back to because we record like 4 weeks ahead, so this is the trouble I've got in keeping up with it.
Yeah.
What I need to do is when I do an intro worth points, I then just need to write down in the research book, which is available online, that
which you never use anyway.
This was the quote, this is the points, and then just keep a tally.
Okay.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I think there's only been 2-3 episodes with points.
Yeah.
So I can easily find that, and then everything will be back together.
We'll make a tally somewhere back at the back of the book.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Using the Paranormality research book, which is available online, as you rightly said.
But keep on doing it, guys. Just keep on leaving comments and reviews, and I'll get to it.
And you will get your points eventually.
Yeah.
And I will get to the point eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because this week I would like to do a bit of a sciencey one.
Okay.
Because I love my space and my science.
What you got, Hawkins?
Okay. I'm going to do an episode on something called 3iAtlas. Do you have any idea what that is?
Not a Scooby, mate.
No, didn't think you would, because you don't really follow that kind of thing.
No. And as you know, as I've got older, I'm starting to believe in aliens and ghosts less and less. So there's no way I would know anything about this.
Well, this is definitely not ghosts.
Oh.
It might be about aliens.
Oh, okay.
We will see. Now, do you remember a few years ago, in 2017, our solar system was visited by an interstellar object called Oumuamua?
The big cigar-shaped thing?
Yes.
I
You remember that?
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah? It was the first interstellar visitor.
It looked a bit more like Mr. Hankey from some angles.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'll give you that. It was like cigar-shaped. It was around about 1 kilometre long. We don't know exactly how long it was, because we only actually discovered it while it was already leaving the solar system.
Oh, okay. Just a quick swoop in and...
Yeah, it had already come in, swooped around the sun, slingshot its way back out again, and we discovered it as it was going past the outer planets and leaving. So small was it by then that it was very dim. We only just about noticed it anyway.
Why didn't it get sucked into Earth's gravity?
Into Earth's gravity, because it didn't come close enough and it was travelling too fast.
Oh, okay. So just kind of like ricocheted off?
It was pulled into the sun's gravity, not the Earth's gravity, to start with.
Okay.
came in at a very unusual angle. It didn't follow like the plane of the rest of the planets. Like, you know how the planets all pretty much orbit the sun around its equator?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, it sort of came in from the top, dipped underneath, and then shot back out the top again.
That's interesting.
Above. So it was on a completely different plane to the planets, which possibly makes it harder to see, but it was very dim anyway. It gained notoriety because it didn't exhibit typical signs of like a comet or anything like that. It didn't have a tail. It was quite possibly red in colour. And it was almost camouflaged. It was very dark. It didn't emit light. It didn't reflect light very well. It didn't emit light. It had no outgassing. Like I said, no comet tail. And it was suggested that it could possibly have been under artificial control. And the reason why they thought this is because as it was leaving our solar system, it was speeding up, it was accelerating. And that's an odd thing to happen. Normally when things take a slingshot around the sun, as it's at its closest point to the sun, it'll be travelling the fastest speed that it's going to be going. And then as it leaves the sun, obviously the gravity of the sun's going to be trying to pull it back. Yeah. It will slow down. But Oumuamua didn't. It actually accelerated. It was going over 100,000 kilometers an hour, which is very, very fast. That's faster than any man-made like space shuttle or anything like that. I think the Parker Solar Probe is the fastest that we've ever made, and I think that's less than 80,000 kilometers an hour.
So this wasn't man-made then?
It wasn't man-made, but it was speculated that it could be alien-made, because it clearly came from outside of our solar system. And I'm not just talking about like the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud or, you know, somewhere that's like really far out but still in the solar system within the sun's gravity. This was clearly from another star system, another area of the galaxy, somewhere else through the vastness of space. It had travelled light years to get here.
Interesting. So if it was potentially controlled because it was speeding up, would that be the equivalent of like us with drones? Like aliens are flying it themselves?
Well, that's the thing, we don't know. And we only laid eyes on it for a few weeks, and then it got too far away. It was too distant, too dim. We couldn't make any more measurements on it anyway.
Interesting. It was an interesting shape as well. I don't know why. Would it be because it was aerodynamic that they would?
There's no air in space, so that wouldn't make any difference, would it?
That's also true. Yeah, I don't know why they'd have something that looked like a giant turd. It doesn't make much sense.
Well, this is the thing. That's artists' impressions that you'd have seen on the internet that made it look like a giant turd.
Yeah.
We know that it was long and thin, about 1 kilometre long, not very wide. But other than that, we don't really know, because all it was a fuzzy little speck in a photograph, basically.
Interesting.
So yeah, we have no idea what it was, but some scientists did speculate that there is a small chance that it could have been artificial in nature. Let's just put it that way. Because it didn't have any typical signs of like comet, because a comet always has a tail, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, you know, a comet's tail doesn't trail behind it, as you would imagine it would.
Doesn't it go around it?
Well, yeah, it starts pluming out from it, from the actual, because it's like the ice and stuff that's melting or sublimating. That's what it's actually called. It's when ice goes from a solid to a gas without passing through the liquid stage. That's called sublimation. That's what creates a comet's tail. But the tail is always directed away from the sun, because it's the solar wind that blows it. It doesn't trail behind it in its wake. It's actually being, blasted away from the comet by the sun's solar rays. But Oumuamua didn't have that. And Oumuamua was the first interstellar visitor that humans had ever laid eyes on within our solar system. We don't know if there was any beforehand. We don't know if there's... Well, we do know about the ones since. That's what we're talking about today. The second one was called Borisov. Borisov in 2019. Now, this one, Borisov, was very bright. Not like Oumuamua. It was very bright. It was outgassing. It did, as it got closer to the sun, create a tail. And so it was literally classified as an interstellar comet. We'd never seen one before, but apparently they exist. It is supposed that it was from outside of our solar system, but there's still the jury's still out on whether it was just a far out object that, you know, it could have come from the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud, somewhere not
Oort cloud.
The Oort cloud, yeah, O-O-R-T. Yeah, the Oort cloud is like pretty much the end of the sun's gravitational influence. You know, it goes up to that boundary, the heliopause. Within the heliosphere, it might have come from in there, but it's more likely that it actually was an interstellar from outside of our own solar system. The reason why we know this is because they have a hyperbolic trajectory. And that's...
Hyperbolic trajectory.
Yeah, that's some two big words that I'm going to explain to you now. You know how the Earth orbits the Sun in pretty much a circle?
Yes.
All the time, just keeps going round and round and round and round and round. That's a parabolic trajectory. It's a closed orbit, yeah? Mm-hmm. Whereas a hyperbolic trajectory, the circle would never complete itself. It'll come round the Sun and go off, and then before that circle's able to complete, you've gone outside of the Sun's gravitational influence. So it's just going to keep going in the direction it was going until it gets...
Oh, so there's no, like, pattern to it?
No pattern. It's just a single pathway. It comes into the gravitational pull of the Sun, gets as close to the Sun as it can, slings around it, you know, it alters its path a little bit as it goes around the Sun, and then it goes off again and carries on its merry way, never to ever come back to this solar system ever again.
So who knows where they are?
Who knows? Yeah, they're out there somewhere now. The first one was Oumuamua. The second one is Borisov.
Who names these?
Scientists.
Is it named after the scientist?
Borisov probably is.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a Russian scientist.
Oumuamua is a Hawaiian word.
Oh, so maybe an institute in Hawaii or something?
Probably Hawaii, the telescopes in Hawaii that actually found it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know Oumuamua is a Hawaiian word. I think it does mean something like interstellar visitor or something like that in Hawaiian. Which brings me nicely to the third interstellar visitor, which is in our skies right now. Oh. It is August 2025 as we record this, and 3iAtlas is now the third interstellar visitor traveling towards the Sun from the outer planets of the solar system.
Is this one the same shape, or do they not know?
We don't actually know. Now, because this one, it has a very hyperbolic trajectory, much like Oumuamua. It is traveling extremely fast. It's traveling at 245,000 kilometers per hour.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. So it's got a similar trajectory to Oumuamua, but it's as bright as Borisov. So it is outgassing. We don't actually know how big it is, but I mean, it's probably going to be potato-shaped. It doesn't look. It's not like a long turd like Oumuamua was. This one's more of a potato, but because it's got sort of gas coming off of it and around it, we can't actually measure exactly how big it is. But estimates go up to and possibly bigger than 6 miles across. Now,
how
if you think,
do we not know that these are just asteroids, like coming in Because if it's potato shaped, like, do we know what the material is? Like, if it's just rock or...
Well, this is the interesting... But because this one is outgassing, or not massively, but it's bright, bright enough to make it look like something is sublimating from its surface. It'd be interesting to find out. If we can do some kind of spectroscopy on it, we might be able to find what the chemical elements are that make it up. We couldn't do that with a Oumuamua because it didn't outgas at all. It was like solid, almost like you say, it's rock rather than ice. This one at least seems to be like it's ice, but it's very, very big. The chances are, if we could, I mean, there have been talks about sending a probe to it because we've got several months. I mean, it's going to be December this year before it makes its closest approach to Earth.
Even though it's travelling that fast?
Yeah.
That's still
it's still way out at the outer reaches of the solar system at the moment. It will be October the 3rd will be its close approach to the planet Mars. That's the closest it's going to get to a planet, is Mars, and that's in October. And then after that, 20 days later, October the 23rd, it should reach its perihelion. Perihelion is the closest point that it will reach to the sun.
Okay.
Yeah? And that's still closer to Mars than it is to Earth. We're going to be like pretty much like over a quarter of the way around the sun away from Mars by then. Because obviously the Earth and Earth goes around, Mars goes around the sun once for every twice that we do.
Ah.
If you know what I mean.
So days,
it's 2-to-1 resonance.
Years would be longer on Mars.
Yeah, the year is longer. Yeah, it's 2 of our years.
Isn't there? Is it Interstellar or one of the films mentions that? I'm sure where they talk about because I could never wrap my head around when you go, if you were able to go to a different planet, like an hour on a planet could be like 7 years on Earth and.
Oh right,
that
was Interstellar. That was about the black hole and the way the black hole creates time dilation because it's an object of great mass. Yeah, like you say, time runs quicker the closer you are to an object of great mass. So, for instance, your feet age faster than your head, if you know what I mean. Time travels quicker for your feet than it does for your head.
Yeah.
And the same as like time travel quicker for us here on Earth than what it will for astronauts up on the International Space Station.
Do they have any different effects and stuff? So the people in the space station, like when they come back to Earth, are they in a different time?
No, they're in the same time. It's so minuscule that you wouldn't notice it, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Fair enough.
But like, say, if they spent 3 years up there, they might. If you could like develop something, because they did a test with twins on the International Space Station. Do you know about this?
No.
They get one twin on Earth, sent one up as an astronaut, and because they're identical twins, they were able to log and note down the physiological changes that happen to someone from being in space. And the one on Earth seemed to age just that little bit more than the one who went to space.
So going to space is the trick to the fountain of youth.
Yeah, but I mean, he was up there for a year, and the effect difference was like less than a day. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So because the space station is only 200 miles up, it's not that far away. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So the difference in time over an hour would be like less than a millisecond.
I always think it seems further away.
It seems it, yeah.
When you talk about the International Space Station, it makes it seem as if it's like 1,000 miles away, like it's in space, if you know what I mean. But then you see photos of it, and you can still see quite a lot of Earth in the background and things. And you're like,
Earth's kind of taken up like half of your view, yeah. But yeah, I mean, technically you're only 200 miles away. I mean, that's what. That's from here to London and back.
Yeah.
With just a bit more, you know.
It is always interesting to me how they get in and out of the International Space Station.
Well, an airlock.
Yeah, like the risks of that must be so high.
Yeah, tremendous.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like sci-fi films and stuff have it where it's kind of more simple in your brain. But I bet to actually pull it off is like you've got to have everything spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I digress.
But anyway, yes, sorry. Back to 3iAtlas. Yes, so at the moment, it is approximately 3.8 astronomical units from the sun, which equals about 570 million kilometres. So like I say...
It's quite far.
That's that's nearly 4 times further from the sun as what the Earth is. Which is 93 million miles, average. Now... The New York Post published a column, or at least they interviewed a Harvard professor, Avi Loeb, and in the interview he said he doesn't rule out artificial origin. Could it be a probe? Or, it was posed, could it be hostile? Now, this sent Reddit up in arms, I'm going to say. This is one of the reasons why I decided to cover this, is because the New York Post was like, oh, Harvard scientist says this object hurtling through our solar system could be artificial alien probe, or it could be hostile. How? How can we possibly tell that? It's 4 times further from the sun than we are, or 3.8 times. It's just a tiny little dot that you see in a slightly different place in every time you photograph in that particular area of space. How can we possibly know or even speculate that it's hostile? It's not even coming near our planet. It's getting closer to Mars than it is to us.
Yeah, I tend to think if something's hostile, we wouldn't know about it because we'd be wiped out within...
You'd think so, yeah. And, I mean, it's travelling at 245,000 kilometres per hour, but, I mean, at the end of the day, that isn't even 1% of the speed of light. If you were, like, we always think in terms of sci-fi, like, you know, faster than light travel is something that we'd have to develop if we really wanted to actually uproot and house ourselves on a different planet somewhere, because otherwise it would take thousands of years to get there. We'd evolve as a species during the space travel to another place, because we'd evolve to adapt to life in space rather than life on a planet. And by the time we actually get to the new planet, would it actually be hospitable?
Yeah.
Would the gravity be too strong? You know, that sort of thing. So FTL travel would have to be something that you'd develop.
Yeah.
You know, a wormhole through space, something like that. Traveling at 245,000 kilometers an hour, it sounds impressive, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like you said, if something was hostile, you'd think they'd probably arrive here, take us out in a blink of an eye, and we wouldn't have even seen it coming.
Yeah.
We're seeing this thing coming. We've still got months until it actually gets anywhere near, you know?
That would say to me that it's not hostile at all.
It says to me that they're jumping the gun, thinking that this thing is hostile. That was kind of the main point that I wanted to make in this diagnosis of 3iAtlas is people, whenever we get to these visitors, these mystery objects, you know, I mean, it's obviously from somewhere else. That in itself is exciting. That what we could learn from it if we could get a sample. Like I say, there have been talks of trying to fly a probe to it, see if we can get a sample. And then that would give us so much scientific data on different areas of our galaxy. I've said to you before that things that are like objects that are made, even metals and rocks and stuff like that are created in different areas of the galaxy will have different isotopic ratios, different isotopic values to anything that was created by our star here in our solar system.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting. It would give us insight into, like, do you remember Bob Lazar said that the the spaceship that he worked on was running off element 115, yet the only time we've been able to create element 115 is so unstable, it's got such short life, it's not useful at all, and there's no way that we could use that to power anything.
Yeah.
Well, if that element was made in a different part of the galaxy, maybe it would be stable. Maybe
work differently, wouldn't it?
Maybe it's on 3iAtlas.
Also, by getting the elements and things off of this 3iAtlas, would it be also able to tell you potentially which part of the galaxy or which planet or whatever it's from?
Sort of. I guess it would have an individual, a unique signature.
Yeah. But it could rule out Earth. You can say
You could rule out that it was created by the same, because essentially, what's created our planet and our star is a much more ancient star. When it went supernova, it created the heavy elements that we've got here now on Earth, but it would have created them with certain isotopic values. So, if you say anything within, I don't know, say 10 light years of Earth, 10 light years of our solar system, would possibly be very, very similar.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas if it had come from 10,000 light years away, it would almost definitely have a completely different isotopic ratio. But that's not all. It could theoretically have biological traces as well.
Right.
We've seen
tardigrades.
Not tardigrade, things like amino acids and stuff like that. We've detected biological matter or at least trace elements of it in gases that have come out around. I think it was Europa, which is a moon of Jupiter. We detect them on another planet. Out in space. I will talk about that on a different episode, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But yeah, the basic, just the fundamental, the goo that creates actual life. The acids that then combine to form cells, and then the cells combine to create multicellular life form and all that sort of stuff. Has to start somewhere, and though that baseline starting point could be on 3iAtlas for a world that is not Earth and could have life unlike anything that we know. Or it could be the way that life was delivered to our solar system, to our planet.
Potentially.
That is another theory. It's called panspermia, where potentially rock that's been ejected from elsewhere in space might land on the planet as a meteor, and then the actual building blocks of life are delivered to the planet and start spreading. I mean, something like that could happen potentially with 3iAtlas.
Yeah. It could very well, unless you're a Christian. And then God created the world in 7 days. So did they miss out the part of 3iAtlas in the Bible? Who knows?
Well, we didn't know about it back then. Like I say, this is only the third interstellar visitor we've ever laid eyes on, and it does beg the question, because obviously the first one was 2017, the second one was 2019. Now we got a third in 2025. That's 3 in less than a decade.
Yeah, I wonder why it started in 2017.
Well, did it start in 2017, or are they just so rare and so hard to see? We never noticed them before.
Maybe we didn't have the technology
to
spot them.
I mean, this was spotted by something called the Atlas Array, which is a group of telescopes from Hawaii, South Africa, and I think Chile, the Atacama Desert. Now, the Atlas Array is basically a bunch of telescopes that are scanning the skies all the time, constantly, looking for near-Earth objects and potential threats, because we have to. We've got to look out for anything that looks like it's going to be on collision course.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case of Oumuamua, that was 1 kilometre long. It's probably not extinction-level event if it did hit the Earth,
Tsunamis.
Exactly. It could create a global like a weather system. Definitely changing the climate. It would almost certainly wipe out at least a continent if it were to land. We all think it's going to land in America anyway. At least all the films do. So if it did, that'd be it. No more America. Yeah. So 3iAtlas potentially is 6 times bigger than Oumuamua.
That's quite a lot.
That is extinction level.
Maybe the Earth needs it. Who are we to go against the universe?
Well,
what about the mothership that they've been saying for the past few years? I've been hearing there's a mothership in our solar system. It's approaching. It's only a matter of time. Is it the start of Project Bluebeam, or is there? Because surely those telescopes, the array, they would have spotted a mothership if there was a mothership.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm stepping away from science fiction and away from conspiracy theory here and just doing the science.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
but yes,
there was,
potentially,
they would spot it.
Yeah, if this is a 6-mile wide rock that's still 4 times from the distance, so it's still somewhere between Jupiter and Saturn, distance-wise. If there was a mothership that was miles wide, you'd think that they should be able to see it, unless it's hiding on the other side of a planet.
6 miles long.
Well, that would be pretty uncomfortable if you were a mothership and you had to always stay on the dark side of a planet in case you got seen by other potential residents of that solar system.
Well, I was going to say,
depressing.
Unless it comes from them, I'm not going to believe the whole mothership thing, because they would be the first people to have credence to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I read a story on Reddit or, whatever it is, some social media post that says, oh, there's motherships and there's Americans in court or whatever saying, oh, we had a meeting with NASA and there's a mothership. Unless it comes from the array people, because you said they're scanning all the time.
Yeah.
Looking for these kind of things, looking for danger and all that. Unless it comes from them, I think it's pretty safe to say I'm not going to believe.
There's no mothership?
Yeah. I'm not going to believe anything until I hear it.
It'd be very, very... But again, Oumuamua was so dark and so difficult to see, it was also speculated that it might have had a cloaking device.
A cloaking device?
Or some kind of camouflage. I mean, a camouflage... Yeah, a camouflage alien probe flying through our solar system. I mean...
I've said it before. What is it with probes? Aliens and probes.
Well, a probe is just a monitoring device, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're always used in the same sentences.
Aliens and probes. Oh, well, okay. So, a monitoring device. Could it be a camouflage monitoring device that's come to check us out before the mothership gets here? I mean,
Potentially.
That was the idea that they come up with about Oumuamua.
I mean, at least it didn't crash land like all the other alien spaceships seem to.
No, it seemed to come here, take a look at Earth and go, no, we don't want to go there, let's get out of here as quick as possible. And they put their foots down as they left the solar system and accelerated in a way that we don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah. Oh, no, man. This kind of thing, I'm always just 50-50 on it. Like, when we first started the pod, I was always 50-50 on everything. And then the more we researched, the more we got into controversial topics and subjects and had discussions and had guests, and I opened my mind a bit more. So then I was more like, okay, well, this is a possibility and this is a possibility. And now I'm going full circle and
I'm coming back to the...
Yeah, I'm now becoming more skeptical. Because I'm like, wow, we've been doing this pod nearly 3 years.
We've debunked most of the things.
A lot of it is debunked. I've still not seen a full apparition ghost with my own eyes. Still haven't had alien visitors. So I'm like, I don't know. Am I just getting to the point in life where...
Are we clutching at straws?
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I want to believe. Like, I really do. I really want to believe in this stuff. But it's so hard because it's just... when you look at that, like Muamua is the perfect example. You've got a cigar-shaped thing, could be a rock, could not. It could be this, but it could be that. It could be controlled, but it could not.
It could easily have been like an ice-like structure, like the rest of them, but once you get outside of the sun's gravitational pull and you get into the interstellar winds, that is so it's kind of like so hot out there that it could have fused the ice into like a solid, to have a solid crust on it, which is why it didn't sublimate. That was one speculation that the scientists had, was that it's kind of the interstellar wind had kind of given it this kind of crust, which is why it didn't act like a comet.
Okay.
In which case, if that's come from outside of our solar system, why did the other two not have that same crusty outer layer?
I mean, space is a crazy place.
And every time we think we know it all, something else happens,
Yeah.
and we realise how little we know after all.
Yeah. It's an odd one.
Another question, another theory that I thought up. I don't know if this one isn't backed up by any scientists or anything like that. But another thought that I had was: have you ever heard of the old? If aliens wanted to kill us, they could just fire a meteor at us.
Okay.
At the planet. Like a slingshot, a meteor into our solar system from outside it, hit the planet. We didn't see it coming, and we can't even blame the aliens because it's just a meteorite at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If they're doing that, I mean, 3 times in a decade, they've been getting close. But I mean, firing a slingshot from one star to another star, hoping to hit a planet, is like there's a very small chance of actually hitting it, isn't there?
There's a lot of factors that come into it. I don't think it's a bit like when you're playing games and it's like you've got a sniper rifle and you've got to take to the account of like the wind and the angles,
the bullet drop, and yeah.
So I imagine it's kind of like that if aliens were slinging probes at us. But it's tough. Would you like me to do for the first time? Would you like me to do 2 paranormality scales? One with my head and one with my heart.
Go on then. Yeah.
So my head logically says we don't know anything about space, really. Like in the grand scheme of things. When you actually think about it, we probably know what, like 2% of space and what it's capable of.
Less than that, yeah.
Like, don't even get me started on dark matter, because that's just basically used as a reason for something. So it's like, let's just call it dark matter.
That's an excuse for bad maths.
So we just don't know anything about space. So logically, my brain is going, maybe it's just some sort of asteroid or rock or something just floating through space. We don't know how space works. It could be anything. But then my heart wants to believe. My heart wants to say there is other intelligent life forms out there, but there seems to be some sort of barrier or connection missing as to why we can't seem to get it together. Does that make sense? So whether it's the fact that our governments are going nuclear and doing all this stuff, aliens are keeping away and they're like, don't mess with them, or is it one of those things where we are an experiment for aliens? Who knows? Like,
that's a very good question.
There's so many subjects and topics that we have covered and are yet to cover, but we've said it before about aliens possibly being involved in the genetics of humans.
Yeah.
So my heart wants to believe in all that, and I'm still holding out hope. So for that reason, I'm giving it a straight up 6.
Okay.
Just a straight up 6, because my heart is...
You like it, but not enough to really open to the idea of it being aliens.
Yeah. I think because they're so big, one of them was 6 miles wide?
Possibly, yeah. We haven't been able to measure it yet. It's not close enough.
I mean, we don't know how aliens operate. They might have a huge base building like Star Destroyers and things. We have no idea. But at this moment in time, with what you've presented, I want to believe, so I'm going to give it more than a 5. But I can't get past that thing of like, well, we just don't know. We don't know what it is. Could be anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I think a 6 is kind of down the middle, but a little bit more giving it the benefit of the doubt.
That's
It
fair.
could be aliens.
That's fair.
I mean.
I'm going to give it a flat 7.
Flat 7.
Just because
Okay.
I'm a little bit more into space than you are. I've enjoyed researching this. I don't know how these objects travel so fast to give them like a hyperbolic trajectory anyway. I am familiar with like the 3-body problem, where you have 3 things in orbit at a time. One of them will almost always get ejected by the gravity of the other 2. But I mean,
nuts.
yeah, I know. But for such small objects like Oumuamua and 3iAtlas, you wouldn't have thought that they'd be caught in a 3-body orbit anyway. So it is a mystery to me how they are traveling through the galaxy at such colossal speeds.
Yeah.
Someone on Reddit said, "How's it not hit anything?" Well, simply because space is big.
Yeah.
Very, very big. There's a lot of space and not a lot of things, occupying it. So that to me is not a mystery. I mean, the mystery is just where have these things come from? Potentially, there was evidence to suggest that Oumuamua could have been artificially created, or at least accelerating in a way that we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with 3iAtlas. Again, when that does get on the other side of the sun, when it's exiting the solar system, that might shed more light on how Oumuamua did it.
Yeah.
We don't know.
If we managed to get a sample from it as well.
If we could, that'd be amazing. But considering the closest planet it's going to get to is Mars, I don't know how we would... Because it takes 6 months to get to Mars.
No, I thought it was longer. 6 months is pretty good.
6 months is not bad to get to. That's one-way trip from Earth to Mars when they're in the ideal positions to each other.
Yeah, because it could potentially take 2 years to get back, couldn't it? Or...
Potentially, well, yeah. Yeah, it could take a lot longer to get back if you miss calculations. So, but anyway, any probe that we wanted to send to greet 3iAtlas would have to at least already be. There was an idea that they could send a Juno satellite, a satellite that's in orbit around Jupiter, to intercept it. Don't know how likely that is. There might be like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter or something like that we might be able to send out there. But again, I don't know how feasible that would be. So basically, we'd have to have a probe. Here we go, the word probe again.
They love them.
A probe already on Mars, ready to intercept it.
Right,
because we haven't got time to send anything there now, considering it's going to be close approach to Mars on the 3rd of October, which is only 2 months away as we record this.
Yeah.
Love to see the results of those tests, but I don't think those tests are ever going to get made.
It's tough, isn't it?
So I'm giving it a 7 because I like it just probably a little bit more than you do. But I'm with the same thing as what you've got is I don't see any evidence really to support it being of alien origin.
Yeah.
And I know Reddit are every day they're going on about that Avi Loeb's saying, if it doesn't exhibit the signs of this and that, but by in the next like month or so, in the next few weeks, then Avi Loeb must be right. It's got to be artificial in design. I'm not seeing anything to suggest to me that it is.
Yeah. That's the thing. It just needs that little bit more, doesn't it? Just that little bit extra. I
think that as it gets closer to the sun, we might see more of that outgassing, and it might actually develop one of those comet's tails.
Yeah.
It just hasn't got close enough yet. That's my prediction. I might be wrong. I don't know. But that's my prediction. That would give us a 6.5 average anyway. Nice, easy maths there.
That's fair. Quick maths.
Quick maths.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how I feel inside when we do a science episode. Wow.
Wow. I know it always expands your mind.
It does expand my mind. My brain feels...
Not in a weird LSD way.
No. There's a certain level that after a while, my brain becomes numb because it's too much information to take in, where you've got all these words and things.
Have I done that to you today?
A little bit. It's not as bad. I can't remember the subject. You did it before, and literally my brain was mush. And I think I said my brain is mush because I couldn't take it.
It would have either been black holes or what was it? Simulation theory. That did both of us though, didn't it?
Yeah, simulation theory bugs me because it's
horrible.
To me, it's just not. It's not there. There's no evidence. Like
No.
we said before about like, to me, the simulation isn't real because we feel pain and things.
Yeah.
So physical pain, and when you get into an accident or break a bone, you feel that pain. So how is that simulation? Because a video game isn't gonna feel the pain.
But
I don't know.
It's just, I don't know.
It's just odd. But yeah, simulation theory. I'm not hurting my brain twice today. No, very well presented.
Thank you.
Muamua.
Borisov.
I was going to say Kalashnikov.
Not quite.
And 3iAtlas.
Yeah. The 3iAtlas.
3. I wonder if there's any significance in threes.
It's a magic number.
The three wise men.
The 3 amigos.
Maybe the Christians were right. Jesus is on his way.
Maybe.
Save us, Jeebus.
Maybe. The second coming. Not the third coming. Oh, that ruins it, doesn't it?
The third coming of Jesus. I don't think Jesus is coming, guys. I really don't.
Don't be so negative.
Me be negative, Mr. Oh, what happens if one of us dies and you can't give out T-shirts? Yeah, I'm the
I'll find out. It's right at the end, don't worry.
I'm the negative one. You've got a lot of nerve, Mr. Pirate, if that is your real name.
And if you want to guarantee yourself a T-shirt, head over to mymercher.com.
If you don't want to wait a year for the points, just buy one.
Paranormality.com/mymercher.
Mymercher.
Or something like that. Or go to our link tree. It's always in the description anyway. Follow those links. And until next time, I've been Pirate.
I'm Josh.
This has been Paranormality UK. Ta-ta.
Mooey mooey ta-ta.